Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be taking a look into a possibility for a tropical depression that could develop just off the coast of Florida, even off the coast of Georgia, and into South Carolina. And also as well as there's going to be some chances of severe weather across the Midwest, even into the Southern Plains, maybe even into the Tennessee Valley, even the lower Ohio Valley regions. Now we're going to get started first with the National Hurricane Center. We're going to go for the tropics, then we'll move on to the severe weather. So in the tropics here, the National Hurricane Center has a low in 20% for the next 48 hours and for the next 5 days. Now I could see this percentage start to increase some. Wherever this system here gets over the waters here, it'll start to gain some strength. However, the only thing that we need to watch for is how organized it's going to get. I think this is going to be a very disorganized low pressure system as it gets off the coast. And I'll show you guys that in a moment by one of the models. But here's my general forecast here. So this is the possibility for the track. So this includes places like Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, Charlotte, Greensboro, Richmond, even maybe even to Washington D.C. and even Roanoke and Durham, or even Raleigh, a lot of places like that. So that's the possibility for a track, and I'm giving this like a 50-50 shot of development here. I highly doubt this is going to be a tropical storm, since this could be a very disorganized low, and or in other words, you could say a 50-50 shot of developing. This what this could also mean, but I'm not giving this thing a chance for becoming a tropical storm, which is pretty much, if I'm correct, about 50 mile per hour plus or so, or 45. So, a couple models do indicate that it might reach that strength, but since it's just very disorganized, I mean, this model here, for example, this is the high-res NAM. So this is 12 o'clock here. So at this point, you got a couple, maybe a possibility for multiple areas of circulations. There's one just off of Daytona Beach, and there's another one over here. We can turn on winds here. You can really tell. Now, seven, this is very disorganized here. Even though it's showing 71 mile per hour winds, that's actually just for a thunderstorm in reality. But if we go into later today, here's 8 o'clock. Here's your low starting to pop up here. And you can see your maybe two circulations here, but again, I think these are just thunderstorms out there. If we go to 10 a.m., then things start to get a little bit more organized. So right now, looks like it could make landfall about at Myrtle Beach and Charleston. It's indicating winds up to 60 miles per hour, which it is tropical storm strength, but this is kind of disorganized. Like if I show you guys the European model, there's pretty much multiple circulations. There's one over here, there's another one here, but that shows some 60. Uh, those are wind gusts, by the way. You have to look into sustained winds. It really may be a strong in tropical depression. There, but again, two different circulations here to really consider with. I mean, 44 mile per hour winds. Here's 8 o'clock here. It's on land. It's going to start to move very quickly, which is good news. We don't want this thing to move slow. At this point, this is still a tropical depression, 20 miles per hour. If it goes below 20 miles per hour, it's not really tropical depression or anything. You can see here, it really starts to move to the north. It kind of dies out in the mountains there. How much rain could we see off of this system here? So this is the NAM perspective. You can see some of its outer bands could get into North Carolina. Some isolated mountains could be up to 3 inches of rain. Some areas might see 4 to 5 inches of rain, which is possible. That's just very isolated. This is not really widespread. Really widespread, I do believe there's going to be a 1 to 3 inches of rain just overall. You can actually tell the track by some of these models in here. And as you can see here, it has one part of the low going out this way, but really, rainfall bounds should be pretty much low. But here's another part system. 8 inches. I highly doubt that, in my opinion. Here's the GFS, pretty similar to the Euro here. It's actually a little bit further to the east here, and it kind of shifts, kind of out towards this way. So really, rainfall amount should be pretty much 1 to 3 inches overall, anywhere from the Carolinas all the way up into Maryland and Pennsylvania. Let's move on to the severe weather side of things. And here's day one. There's even a marginal risk for severe storms on the coast of South Carolina. That could be that low there. It's just very hard to see, but it's right here, just the coast of it here. But this slight risk region here, which includes central Iowa into southeastern Minnesota into western Wisconsin. Your tornado threat is elevated for some of those areas. It includes places like Minneapolis uh, and Cedar Rapids, just some of those areas. And I'm not going to try to say that. I honestly have a hard time saying that city's name. My apologies for anyone that lives there watching this video. But anyways, here's damage winds here. It's a low end of 5%. Same thing for the hail. But you can also tell here there's even a low end tornado threat just on the coast of South Carolina. There's even for a damage wind threat, but there's not really a hail threat, so gotta keep an eye on that. And here's the HERM model here for this. As you can see here for some of these cells here, there's a low pressure system that be pretty much the surface low will be about right here. You're gonna have some of these thunderstorms that'll start from south to north. And some of these storms, like this one here, for example, might be able to produce tornadoes. You can also see there some of those hail cores in those storms as well. They pretty much diminish after dark there. Let's take a look into the mixed layer CAPE very quickly here to show you how unstable the atmosphere could really be. And you know, it's not really that impressive overall. These blue colors really just mean 1,000 joules CAPE or whatever. But there is some shear that's going to help with the tornado threat, and you know, a pretty decent forecasting there. The hodograph is not that impressive, not really that impressive there. But anyways, let's go on to move back to SPC. Here's day two, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow you got slight risk for severe storms in central Texas. This includes places like Austin, San Antonio, Waco. Does not include Dallas and Fort Worth. Does not include those areas. Oh wait a minute. San Antonio is in the margin risk. So a little bit of correction there. But Dallas and San Antonio, you guys are in the marginal risk at this point. But you can also see there in the coast of the Carolinas, there's a marginal risk for severe storms for some of those areas. Your tornado threat is there for both areas. Damage winds is there. There could also be some large hail. So really, all threats are on the table for Texas, and there is a chance for damage winds and tornadoes in the Carolinas. So yeah, and moving to the NAM, we're going to use a different model because the HER model does not go this far out. So there's Tuesday. Let's move it to day two. You can actually see there's a lonely supercell going on across central Texas. That's storms you gotta watch for. Those guys have a better chance of producing large hail, damage winds, even for an isolated tornado threat. Let's move into. Let's actually show you guys the supercell composite. Why not? Whoops, hold on. There we go. So here's Wednesday here. Here's your supercell composite values. And, you know, it's pretty high along this front here. But some storms will do develop. So the atmosphere is pretty favorable for supercells. The holograph's looking pretty good, but I gotta say, the CAPE is gonna be very high. Nearly 5,000. It's close to 5,000, 4,800. It can also be pretty windy at the surface. Pretty favorable environment for at least for supercells. Story of Fred, the holograph looks good, but there's just not a lot of shear, low level shear to deal with. So really, I'll say there's going to be some very large hail, some damage winds with some of these supercells. And then, kind of spreads out a little bit across over Texas there as well. And here's day 3, which is Thursday here. You do have a couple marginal risks. There's one across southern Texas, and there's another one, not for the low pressure system here, the tropical system, but it's actually for a different system. You got a marginal risk for severe storms across anywhere from central and eastern Kentucky through down central eastern Tennessee and into northeastern Alabama and northwestern Georgia. Really, I believe both threats are on the table here. At least I can see it for damage and wins. But what they're talking about here is something a little bit concerning. Um, there might be enough vertical shear to support a few stronger and more organized updrafts capable of producing damage and winds. Modest instability is currently expected to limit a more widespread or intense severe weather threat. Now, I gotta say, there is some instability there, but that's kind of where we're kind of lacking on. And models do indicate there could be some big boomers that could develop just east of Interstate 65, which it runs like from Louisville down to Bowling Green into Nashville and down to Birmingham. It's a really good corridor here. Really east of Interstate 65, there has a better chance for some severe storms. Really, I'll say there could be some large hail with some of these storms since they're talking about strong updrafts as well. So I imagine there's a large hail threat. A vertical shear, maybe a low end tornado threat, but I think that tornado threat should be safe fairly, very low. But back into Texas here, just reading some of this stuff here. So there's a chance for strong severe thunderstorms possible there, which there could be damage with some large hail, and really in both of these areas. There could be another marginal risk highlighted area, maybe for Virginia and North Carolina, but we'll see about that just for the tropical system. But anyways, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I've uploaded videos in a long time here. I went on camping over the weekend. Had a lot of work to do during last week. But yeah, I did have a good time. But if you guys did like this video, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys got questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I will answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.